So when I was listening to The Verge, I heard them talk about this product, and then of course they have their article. We'll get to that in a second. But I just happened to see this video, and I'm not going to watch the whole video. I'm going to watch maybe like the first 15 seconds of it, and then we'll talk about it.
So apparently we're getting instant iPhone chargers. I want this to be real. The product is real, but I don't know. I know a bomb when I see one.
And I'm going to stop him right there. I'm not even going to finish the video to see if he actually knows what the product is. So, I watched a lot of his videos. He's a pretty funny guy. But I'm not going to waste my time watching his stuff because it already seems like his perspective of what this device actually is. Because what's happening is the phone's not being charged that fast. In addition to telling you to subscribe, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, Minute Rice. Now, I'm going to have absolutely zero B-roll of me putting one of these in the microwave and showing you how to cook Minute Rice, but I would tell you that these little packages save a lot of time. Now, for those of you who have ample amounts of time, but just simply don't feel like watching rice boil in a pot, something like this works. You take one of these little cups out, pop it in the microwave for 1 minute, and you're good to go. I've been eating these now for about 2.5 weeks, and I really, really enjoy them. You have your regular white rice, you have your brown rice, you have jasmine, you have wild rice. I think there's a brown rice and wild rice combination, and basmati. I might have missed one, but they're all pretty good. And for between 75 cents and $1 per serving, I think it's something you should consider. So like, subscribe, comment on the video, and consider purchasing some Minute Rice. Your phone is in a case. That case has a battery. The battery is being swapped out. The little toaster device that we have here has several batteries in it that are, and you can see it's plugged up back here. And those batteries are being charged continuously. I don't know exactly what type of technology is there just to make sure that these batteries don't die. Don't know what type of rotation system exists so that way you aren't constantly just swapping the same two batteries. No idea how any of that works. But if we scroll down, we can see that this was at CES this year. It looks like it has a 3,500 milliamp hour battery. Roughly a 50 to 90% extra charge depending on the size of your battery. But my guess is what's going to happen here, and she says that it's probably one of the most exciting things that she's seen so far, is, and this is I don't know how this is going to play out. So it feels like your phone's battery will always be at 100%, or 80 if that's what you choose to set depending on your device. And then the battery in the case will drain, and then once that hits zero, then your phone's battery will start to drain. And then I guess when you swap the batteries, the battery in the case will then charge your phone, and of course the charge of the battery will degrade, and then you'll swap it, and it's just a forever going process. I mean, if you never deplete the battery in the case, then I guess technically your phone's battery will always stay at 100. Is that a good thing? I don't know. You'd have to talk to, a scientist or somebody who just knows more about it. I'm sure I could Google and get more information. But I have several questions. Like, how much does it cost? So $450 for the hub, okay, which contains 5 batteries. And then the phone case, which also includes a battery, is $120, okay. And what's interesting is while I was listening to them talk about this on their actual podcast, they're like, hey, I mean, I guess it's cool. I mean, I'm giving you, some of their words. I think they said that. But what they brought up though is for this to be meaningfully important, you probably need to have multiple of these because you'll spend less time at home. But then, maybe at work, if you're at work 8 hours a day, you might want one of these at work also. And then it's like, are you going to spend close to $1,000 on this type of system? And if you are, cool. But then I said, hey, what devices does this actually work for? Because, as Mr. St. Cloud, or sorry, just Mr. Cloud, I don't know if he thinks that the phone is just being charged that fast, because if it was, then yeah, it should be universally accepted. But no, since it's a case, and we know that the cases have to be made for specific devices. So right now you can pre-order it, and I was like, oh yeah, all right. Does it say openly what devices it has? No. By the way, military grade protection. If you ever see that, don't buy the product. But okay, so what phones do we have? We have the iPhone, we have Google, and we have Samsung. And one, I also just find it interesting how we identify these products, where we didn't say Apple, Google, Samsung. We say iPhone, so the actual product. And then we have two company names, which in the future, are we going to be charging tablets like this? But then you'd still have to say iPad then, and then we would have Apple. So yes, I hate how iPhone is one thing, but then it's, Google, Samsung. Or even if it would have said iPhone and then Android, it's like, well, now we're still talking about a phone and then an operating system. So yeah, the way that we approach the iPhone, I feel, is always wrong. But the whole point of me even coming here was just to flat out say, in fact, sorry, I'm getting off topic. Okay, so iPhone. All right, so do we have, we have several options, 16, 15, and 14 series. Yes. But then when we come to Google, which I assume they mean the Pixel, not available. When we come to Samsung, I assume they mean the Galaxy series, not available. So of course, yes, it's easy just to make the iPhone. It's this product. I'm not going to say is only going to be sold in this country. And if it is, then yeah, if I were them, I wouldn't even waste time in the immediate future making stuff for non-iPhones. So yeah, looks like this is a product primarily targeted at iPhone users. But here's my issue. Okay, in fact, I can close some of these tabs. The reason this product exists is because of how bad all three of those products actually are. So yes, it is nice if you can swap a battery in, 4 seconds or however long it took out of the case, not the actual phone. But the problem is the fact that the battery capacities on those phones, for the most part, I'll say that the Pixel has gotten better this year, or really last year, 2024, but the battery capacities and the charging speeds, the wired charging speeds, and I don't even care about wireless because, I just don't. But the battery capacities are just terrible. So here we had an Oppo and 2 OnePluses, I believe, 6,000, close to 6,000, 5,000. But this phone is, I think, 2 or 3 years old. But look at the wired charging speeds: 80-watt wired charging, 100-watt wired charging, 100-watt wired charging, 80 in the United States. And it's like, hey, what if I had a big battery in my phone already? What if, yes, I might reach 10%, but I know that if I plug it in and go use the bathroom, take a shower, eat a meal, literally do anything that doesn't take a large amount of time, I get close to a 50% charge. And all I need is, in the case of the OnePluses, I'm not sure about the Oppos, but definitely the OnePluses, the charger comes in the box. So it's like, hey, yeah, I might not be able to swap out a whole battery in 4 seconds, but I can get 50% charge in about 15 minutes. And let's if we can remember these numbers, close to 5,000, close to 6,000, 6,000, 5,000, and let's say anywhere between 80-watt and 100-watt wired charging. We come over to these companies, so an iPhone, a Galaxy, and a Pixel, and we come down to the battery. Where are we? Less than 5,000. Okay, we're at 5,000. Less than 5,000. And these are the Pro versions of their phones, the Ultra, the Pro, and Max, whatever you want to call it. But, 50% in 30 minutes. Okay, whatever. I don't, whatever the actual wattage is, somebody could do that math. 45 watt wired charging, terrible. 27 watt wired charging, not great. So yeah, these products exist because the phones that most people are using just aren't that good. So with that, I feel like I'm done. Good on Swippit for making a product that is going to help some people. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty pricey investment when, if you look at the competition that's technically kind of sold here, but then also just available in other places of the world. Hey, what if I just buy the phone with the big battery? And then, yes, at least again for the OnePlus, charger comes in the box. And if I need to buy another charger to have someplace else that also gives me the 100-watt wired charging option. I think it's like, I don't know, 40, $50 or something on their website. Another $50 instead of close to $1,000 to have this apparatus. And then, you know, your phone's now all big because it has a battery pack case, which, you know, has existed for a little while, but still. So I'm not going to finish watching his video. If you want to, there it is. Type it into YouTube, you'll find it. But yeah, it is not an instant iPhone battery charger. It's swapping batteries. And the reason that it exists is because the battery capacity and charging speeds of the big three in this country, iPhone, Google, and Samsung, or we could say iPhone, Pixel, and Galaxy, the phones just aren't that good.